Welcome to Recovery Dharma, everybody. My name is Josh. I'm one of the facilitators here at Soul Center out of Spokane, Washington. Here at Soul Center, we explore monthly topics. And for the entire year of 2026, we are doing a Buddhism 101 month by month. We started the first 4 months exploring the first Four Noble Truths, and then now we're diving into the different steps along the Noble Eightfold Path with some reimagining by Julia. So for the month of June, we're exploring the second of the steps along the Noble Eightfold Path, which is wise intention, with the reimagined concept from Julia that wise intention relating to a spaciousness in our attitudes and thoughts and consciousness, contrasted with a tightness. So that dualistic, excuse me, idea of the yin, the yang, two sides of the same coin, and we were talking yesterday about emptiness. One of the members shared that the idea of emptiness was disturbing to that person, but that they came around thinking of it differently after some investigation, and it became more welcoming, thinking of emptiness as making space available. So, in relation to spaciousness, this idea of by creating space within our hearts, within our minds, we are inviting newness in. And I was thinking about that with tightness, because when I initially saw the words spaciousness and tightness written together, I had a negative outlook on the tightness. I'm picturing somebody pinchy and closed off, and I started thinking about it after last night's meeting about how that is one way to look at tightness, which is true, but then there are other ways to look at tightness which are also true, and a certain amount of tightness is good. That spaciousness, while it does allow for exploration and acceptance of new ideas and new thoughts, new behaviors, tightness sort of gives it form. Tightness gives it some boundary. Um, you know, I I want things to be relatively tight, right? I mean, I make my bed in the morning and I like my sheets to be nicely tucked in and tight. That makes it beautiful to me. Yeah, I like my garden to, I want it to grow, I want it to be lush, but at the same time, I don't want my tomatoes just falling all over the confines of their garden bed, or, my plants in my front yard growing over the front, over the sidewalk into the curb. And so, like, with conscious tightness, I'm able to control that and create something that I find beautiful. So, if you would like to join me in a meditation, I prepared one on that topic. And I'd like to just invite everybody to begin by finding a nice, comfortable posture, whatever works for you. If you're able to find stillness, sit on a cushion or a chair, or lie down on the floor or on your couch. Just let your body relax. If you're in motion, that's okay. But if you're able to find stillness and it feels safe to do so, gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a slow, mindful breath. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth or your nose. And with each cycle of breath, let your body settle a little bit more into this present moment. Just be here, right now. As you breathe, bring your attention to the breath at the tip of your nostrils. Feel the air entering, your chest expands. Allow your breath to be just as it is, either forcing it or holding it. Just notice the steady flow of in and out, and use the breath as an anchor to steady your mind. In this practice, we learn wise intention is the heart's direction, intentions of renunciation, harmlessness, and compassion. It guides our thoughts and actions so that we move with clarity and care. Today, we'll explore wise intention using the qualities of spaciousness and tightness. Two allies that together help us discern and choose what is wholesome. And as you sit with your breath, bring awareness to a sense of spaciousness. Imagine an open sky inside your consciousness, a roomy, welcoming quality that can hold thoughts, feelings, and sensations without being swept away by them. With each inhale, sense this inner openness expanding gently, a capacity to see more, to include what arises without immediate reaction. This spaciousness allows wise intention to see options, to pause, to choose. And now, notice the contrasting quality of tightness. Tightness is not the enemy of spaciousness, but it's a precise, discerning edge. Bring your attention to places in your physical body where you feel some contraction, maybe in your jaw or your belly. And on your out-breath, as you breathe, allow a slight grounding of this tightness into clarity. Imagine that tightness as a sharp, protective force, able to say no to what would cause harm and hold firm for what is beneficial. Tightness in your attention can prevent carelessness, and it can help wise intention as we act with integrity. As you continue to breathe, consider this dual sense of spaciousness as openness and inclusion, and tightness as clarity and discerning firmness. Breathing in spaciousness and breathing out into a centered, alert tightness. Let those two qualities alternate and support each other, just like your inhale and your exhale. Spaciousness creates room for awareness, Tightness brings skillful boundaries. And together, they form a wise intention that is neither lax nor rigid. Bring to mind now an intention you wish to cultivate, a simple, practical intention, maybe to speak kindly, to be generous, to refrain from harmful action, or to exercise patience. Hold that intention gently in your awareness and notice how it feels when you view it through spaciousness. It may feel warm, open, available. And then notice how it feels when you view it through tightness. It might feel more clear, resolved, and determined. Allow both of those experiences to be present and recognize that both are true. If resistance arises, doubt, a fear, pull towards old habits, welcome that into spaciousness. Name it softly in your mind as what it is, doubt or fear, habit. Don't push it away. Let that openness hold it without getting carried away by it. And then let the tightness of wise intention come forward. Soft, steady firmness that remembers your chosen direction. In this way, you practice saying yes to what is wholesome and no to what brings harm, while remaining compassionate towards yourself. And as you breathe, imagine some everyday situation where your wise intention might be tested. Perhaps somebody speaks sharply to you. Perhaps you see someone in need. Visualize each scene and then notice how spaciousness helps you to notice the situation fully. It's that spaciousness that gives you time, perspective. But then let tightness help you choose a wise response, a pause before reacting, choosing to speak with kindness or act with care. And recognize how those two qualities, spaciousness and tightness, allow you to respond with integrity rather than habit. And again, returning to your breath, letting it flow in and out in natural, steady rhythm. Let your body and your mind integrate this practice. The opening of spaciousness that allows insight and compassion, and the focused tightness that brings ethical firmness and clarity. And rest in the balance between them. If you find your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the breath and to that felt sense of the two qualities, spaciousness and tightness. And as we prepare for the end of this meditation, Let yourself feel appreciation for the simple power of intention. Wise intention is not a one-time thing. It's a practice that grows stronger each time we come back to it. See your intention as a living thing, nourished by spaciousness and guided by tightness. Know that each breath, each choice, every moment is an opportunity to cultivate this path of wise intention. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. It's always great to see everybody. Um, Real briefly, I'd just like to address that in some of the shares, it was people expressed how during meditation their minds wander, or perhaps they don't quite know if they're getting my meaning precisely as I intend. And I would just like to borrow a phrase from Julia and invite that to be perfect. Um, I don't expect you to be hanging on every word I say. And as much as my ego would love it if you got all of my meaning exactly as I intended, um, we're all humans. And I am living embodiment of a wandering mind who sometimes doesn't think they grasp the concept they're hearing. So you're doing it exactly the way you're supposed to. I'd like to close this out today with a dedication of merit. May the merit of cultivating wise intention, nurtured by spaciousness and steadied by discerning firmness, benefit all beings. May our choices relieve suffering, inspire compassion, and support awakening for ourselves and others. Namaste.